How do I start this story, y'all? I'm a little late. So I have my little iPad here so that I can be reminded of my journey and my time in Savannah. And I'm gonna just jump right into it. So I knew that when I took this trip, I didn't want to drive. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted it to be a very low effort, bare minimum kind of trip. I just didn't want to exert any energy. So I wasn't gonna fly and I wasn't gonna take a car. So I took the train down to Savannah. The trip was long. It was about 14 hours, I think, with a layover in Wilson, or a stop in Wilson. And it ended up being like a 3-hour, 4-hour wait. So let's start from the beginning. I caught my train in High Point because this is my first time using the High Point train station, which I thought it's so cute and quaint. Like, it's just adorable. And the train was all right. You know, train wasn't bad. It was pretty, it seemed pretty clean. I didn't eat anything on the train. And when we arrived, did I sleep? I probably took a little nap. I don't remember if I took a nap or not. But we got to Wilson, and I'm like, all right, I'm definitely not gonna wait in the train station for almost half a day. I'm not doing that. So I was like, well, where can I go? Doesn't really seem to be anything happening, or like Wilson doesn't seem like there's a lot going on, but I also don't know Wilson. So I was like, let me go to the library, and because I got my laptop with me, so I'm gonna just, you know, do some little whatever on my laptop. And I forgot, I think I ended up watching a movie on my laptop in the library, which the seats were so much more comfortable there compared to the train station. So yeah, and then on my way back, oh, I forgot to mention, I brought everything. I left nothing at the station. I brought my suitcase, I brought my bag. Like, I had this huge backpacker's bag filled to the brim with everything in there. Like, I didn't care. I actually felt kind of bad having my luggage being hauled around the city like that. But the walk was about 15 minutes. There's this person at the train station. They were like, you about to go walk in a city you don't even know? I'm like, it's broad daylight. I'd rather take a walk down the street for 15 minutes than stay in a train station and be uncomfortable. Come on. I don't know. He was like, I don't know who let you walk out here and travel by yourself. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so yeah, I spent some time at the library and I made my way back. And on my way back, I saw there was a fire truck near the train station. Apparently, somebody had written "Help Me" on the window in an abandoned building. But when it was inspected, nobody was up there allegedly, which I just don't think they inspected it thoroughly. So finally, getting on the train, headed to Savannah. I am trying to sleep. I'm pretty sure I got my snooze on as best as I could. I don't remember anybody sitting next to me, which was great because they kept saying that they had a full train, full car. So I was like, not over here. Okay. So I get to Savannah. What time is it? I get there, so it was pretty late. It was like 10:30 something, about that time. And this train station was actually really nice in Savannah. I liked it. It looked more modern compared to the quaint ones I had been stopping at. But there goes my pizza. I'll be right back. So I have that going for 12 minutes. I'm gonna have to get up and get in. But this is so funny. When I got to Savannah, I called a Lyft because I don't know if you knew, but if you have Delta, if you are loyal to the Delta airline, you can use Lyft and get points for your trips towards your Sky Miles. So if you don't know, now you know. But my Lyft came and picked me up. And he was very social. He had a lot to say. I was shocked. I don't know why, but by how much he shared and what he was saying. So I have a little clip, I have a little audio I'm gonna have to just drop in there.
Multiple women. So I started fucking when I was like 10. And eventually I had my first kid when I was 16. See, I'm 30, he 14 now. Shit, yeah. So my son about to be in 9th grade and everybody be thinking I'd be his big brother.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I'd be like, nah, I'm his daddy. And he'd be like, what? You how old are you? I was 30. like, what? How you? Shit, I had kids in 10th, 11th grade.
Wow.
So my oldest daughter 12, my other son 10, my other son 8, my other son 6, 2 daughters that's 5, another daughter that's 4, another son that's 3, another daughter that's 2, another daughter that's 1. Then I got a 4-month-old son too.
Wow. You know all their ages.
Yeah, names, birthdays. Well, I got 8 that live with me full time.
Wow.
My high school sweetheart had she passed in a car accident.
Oh no.
So I got most of my kids with me.
Oh goodness.
Is it this shit right here?
I know it's a corner, so I think so.
Man, that shit right there raw.
But he put me on. He put me on into a couple of spots that I should check out. So I appreciated that. So I followed the entry instructions. I entered the code to the house. It was very vintagey and kind of eclectic. It had a lot of things going on. It's very cozy in there too. And I like that they had snacks and stuff. There was also a YouTube video on how to enter the room that they ended up sending me. So I really, really appreciated that. But yeah, I had to haul my little suitcase up some stairs, and I, recorded the entry. I'm gonna just insert videos when I can. I might have to mute myself because I took so many videos during this little stay. But yeah, it was dope. It was cool, but the pictures online did not really show just how intimidating the Alfa Romeo was, because it's right over your head in the bed. Like it really throws off the feng shui in there. Bad energy. I was praying and I was like, please, like, don't let this impose on my mind while I'm sleeping. And it didn't, which I'm thankful for. But waking up to that thing, like right over your head, it is wild. It is wild. So I actually don't recommend that room. Even though it seemed kind of cool, and I'd never seen an Alfa Romeo that close, a vintage one. I'm not gonna act like that doesn't bother me. It actually kind of scares me a little bit. Like my heart rate just picked up some because it's so massive and it would be right over my head and it's such a small room. But I mean, it's fire. But if the room were bigger and if it weren't over the bed, this is crazy. I mean, like, I'm in awe, but I'm also nervous. I don't know, but the room is sick. I was like, all right, nice. Anyway, yeah, so I was asleep. I went out immediately. As soon as I got comfortable, I went to sleep. And the next day, which I think is May 26th, let's double check. May 26th was the least rainy day. So I was like, all right, I gotta do what I can while I'm here on this day, So I was like, I'm going to hop into the shared bathroom, which this was one of the cleanest shared bathrooms I've ever used. I was really impressed. Except one minor thing, I noticed like a couple of bugs in the tub, but I think that's just because the house is old and some bugs like crawled up through the little drain maybe and just like killed over. But yeah, besides that, everything else was pretty smooth. Actually, now that I'm talking about it out loud, the room could have been more clean. The rug could have been vacuumed. Like smudges on the wall could have been cleaned off with the magic eraser kind of thing. It's just like detail. I sound like a beggar right now, but detail, really, attention to detail can change a lot of things. So I haven't rated it yet. Whenever I refuse or wait to rate something, it's because I know I'm going to say something bad and I kind of don't want to do that from their business. So I think it's just better sometimes if I leave it out. Anyway, so I got ready in the shared bathroom. I picked up my outfit and I was like, all right, they got bikes for rent and I'm gonna use one. Even though I was a little intimidated, I went downstairs, I went through their gate and I followed the instructions that they had listed. I Venmo'd them $10 and they sent me the code for the bike that I wanted. I think the bike I got is called Mr. Hands. Is that right? Yeah, yo, like, where did that even come from? Is that a movie reference? I don't know. So I thought my bike was cute. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go bike to brunch at this place called Collins Quarter. Is it quarter or corner, y'all? Quarter, it's Collins Quarter, but it's on a corner. So I'm not wrong. Anyway, I got there, they sat me. I ordered the bubble and squeak and I ordered a turmeric latte. The waiter, I forget his name, but he was very charismatic and he seemed to make friends with everybody. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, this is your job. Like, you're really, really good. This is for you. So I had the bubble and squeak, which is a vegetarian dish. And it was beautiful. It was so vibrant. So was my drink. Like, my whole meal was just colorful. It was the most colorful meal I had during this whole stay. And one of the best. So I finished, I inhaled my food. I inhaled everything. And I go get my bike and someone compliments it. I'm like, yeah, thanks. It's definitely my bike. But anyway, I start to go. Mind you, I'm wearing sandals and there was a moment where my foot awkwardly slides out the front part of my sandal and I'm like trying to play it off. I'm like, I'm trying to pedal and play it off. And so I get out of sight because like there's that area, that corner, there's like a lot of people. Yeah, I think I was successful for the most part. But so I'm making my way. I'm pushing, pedaling, going. And these two older ladies who were exploring the area, they were like, "Can you tell me how to get to Bull Street?" And I'm like, of all people to ask, like I get disoriented easily. Even though I just came like a block away, I get disoriented so easily and I'm not from here, but I wanted to help. And I was like, yeah, 2 blocks that way. And it's so funny because now I think about it out loud. What I call a block, I don't think it's an actual block. Oh, wow. Yeah, I almost forgot about this. So I pedal and I make my way down to like this little, I guess it's the Riverwalk, technically. It's the Riverwalk. I park my bike and I'm hopping from gift store to gift store because I'm trying to find a sweater. And I ended up finding one. I'm trying to find a sweater that's reasonably priced and cute. One I want to wear again and again, I find it in the last store I go into. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting it. I think it's like $29. I guess it's pretty good. But I slide that on immediately. And then I'm like riding, looking around, rolling. And I find, I guess, this bridge of love situation. Like it was kind of sad, not gonna lie, because it was just me. I was like, ooh, let me put my single stuff in front of these locks that couple signed and locked together. Because it's so pretty. Okay. Yeah, so I go over to this lock of love and I'm like, setting up my little tripod and stuff like that. So I did take a couple of awkward selfies. Okay, so from there, I make my way over to the Plantside River District. It's a part of the JW Marriott. I guess you know how some hotels have, like, they have a lobby, they have a lounge, they have an eatery, they have like a little mini club section. This hotel has a whole live museum. It's beautiful in there. It's so beautiful. The lighting, as soon as you walk in, there's like these large lit plaques. They got like gemstones and like patterns and things in them. I was mesmerized. I mean, I wanted to take a selfie in front of each one because that's how gorgeous they were. So yeah, I'm going in, I'm looking at everything, I'm reading everything. They got skeletons, they got like artifacts, they have tusks, they have all kinds of things, these large gemstones and minerals. And I was like, yo, and the lighting in there, of course, is busting. Like, it was amazing. The lighting in there was gorgeous. And like the sparkles and all the gems were just popping off. I was like, I could stay. Anyway, yeah, it was gorgeous. I kind of wish I had the whole place to myself. Amir would have liked it too. Yeah, so from there I was like, okay, I'm going to go up to the top to go to the Electric Moon rooftop bar. So I went up there. Mind you, it's like 3, 4. It's a weird time. Not usually the time that people are eating. But yeah, so I go up there, I look at the menu, I get the high beam cocktail, and I get it was like a vegetable quesadilla. And I think it said shareable, but no, you do not share those. It's a snack for me. So I'm like, looking around, looking at the people coming in, just checking people out, my pizza's ready. So yeah, I eat that, you know, and I'm like almost done with my drink, but not really. So I take my drink. By the way, the bartender did his thing, okay? That drink was really good. I highly recommend the High Beam. The High Beam at Electric Moon Rooftop Bar. Get that if you go. I asked the bartender, I'm like, how do I get to the slide? Because that's what I want to do. I want to go down the big slide and I want to play with the games downstairs outside. So he shows me, I take my drink, I go down, woo! And there's like 6 people out there, like one friend group and like a couple couples. Mathe. Had be like 7, 8. So I'm like looking around, taking views of the city, which it's not beautiful because it's overcast outside and it's midday and it's not pretty looking outside. It's just, you know, it's so, I know it's so much better at night. I know it is. So I look at their toys. They have like, I think they have life-size Jenga and like this little push pin thing where you can like create different shape sizes, doodles and stuff with your hands or body. Yeah. So I was not impressed, and because that's the kind of place where you want company. And that's when, like this trip, I was like, damn, like it kind of would be fun to have friends here. Like a lot of friends, or to meet people down here. Like I would love to go and like just meet new people down there and hang out at that spot. I leave, and where do I go next? I know, let's see, and I ordered a Lyft to drive about 15 minutes whatever direction so I can get my nails done. And she nicked me twice and burnt me once. The flat side of the drill like was on my skin as she was drilling under it. I was like, oh my gosh, I was not happy. Yeah, anyway, my nose was cute. I was like, I'm wiped out. I'm pretty much done for the day. I'm pretty sure I ordered takeout. I did. I ordered takeout and I did a little photo shoot in this room, and that was pretty much it. Yes, the next day I was like, you know, it was a very slow start. I took some pictures in the little window seat they had because it was a vibe and it was raining. It was really cute. So I ended with the photo shoot and I start the day with the photo shoot. Who do I think I am? Someone who captures these moments. That's who I think I am. And the first thing I did that day was I went to the SCAD museum. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go there, check out some art. So I get a lift and I get dropped off. It's raining on this day. It is pouring, okay? Got my cute rain jacket on. And I'm in way over. When I got there, I asked the lady how long it usually takes for people to go through the museum. She said 30 to 45 minutes. And I was like, I was worried because I was like, I planned on spending like half the day in this museum. But she was right. It was all right. It was straight. I don't know if yeah, it was cool. I was glad I went, but I was also a little underwhelmed a bit, but some of it was cool. My favorite part was the blown glass light fixtures because they were so colorful. It was beautiful. I liked it. Oh yeah, but wait, before I got to that, there was this one part where it was like this dark cave that you had to go through, and I was like, oh nah, like I wanted to and I didn't, so I backed out of it. And I saw this kid and it's his mom going there. I was like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. So I went in and I really had to like not think about the lack of space to not freak out. But once you go to the other side, it's like this theater. It's large screen and it's super dark room and there's seats for people. And I tried to get into it. I couldn't. From there, I was starting to get a little hungry. So I was like, yeah, let me go do high tea, afternoon tea at the Griffin Tea Room. And cheers. I get in there and I'm like, you know, how long is it gonna be? You know, she said 30 to 45 minutes. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like I wait. It almost takes about an hour for me to get seated. And I just made a mental note. I was like, okay, whatever. So she finally sits me, and I'm like sitting in this tall bookcase in the middle of the room, and it's just two-seater, of course, to get comfy. And it takes a while for a waitress or waiter to come over to me. And so the woman who sat me, she was like, have you been seen yet? I was like, no. And she was like, I am so sorry. She was like, please do not be mad at her. Like she goes to find out what was going on. Somebody was supposed to tell one of the waitresses that they had me in her space. Like I guess that she was responsible for me. Wasn't communicated to her. Anyway, when she finally did come to my attention, or when I finally was on her radar, she was pretty attentive. So I appreciate that much. Let me see. What else we got going on? Okay, yeah, so I ordered the roasted vegetable salad. I thought it was gonna be hot because it said roasted, but they were roasted and then chilled. So the vegetable salad was cold. I was like, I need something warm on this cold day. It was cold and rainy that day. So I ordered a latte. Was it chai latte? I ordered a latte and I ordered a raspberry scone for my sweet tooth. Food was straight though. Food was straight. Not gonna lie, not gonna hold you. It was alright, you know. Was it the best meal? No, I had my hopes up. Should I have gotten regular afternoon tea with the little sandwiches and snacks and a full pot of hot tea? Yeah, I would have did that differently, for sure. But you know, it is what it is. They gave me my bill and one of their antiquated books, which I thought was so on par, just it tracked. So I was like, yeah, that's the vibe this whole place has. So I thought that was cute. Paid my bill and I was like, all right, it's time for me to go back to my spot because I am cold. I could not warm up to save my life. I was so cold. Anyway, I take a nap. I was so cold to take a nap, trying to, you know, get my energy back from all the shivering and shaking I was doing. And I was like, okay, I need to eat something. Where can I go? So I find this place called Foxy Loxy, which it sounded familiar. It was something that I know I had seen on TikTok. So I was like, all right, let me go. FaceTime my friend, walking, talking. It's like a 4-minute walk, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. It's really close by. And I order a horchata espresso. No, I ordered a horchata latte. It had an espresso in it. I wanted to try something new. I love horchatas, man. So I was like, let me do that. Even though I'm not supposed to be doing dairy, did that. And I also ordered a vegetable taco. I left and on my way back, I came across this gingerbread house, which I thought was so cute because I'm like, I've never seen one, like a real gingerbread house in real life. I was like, oh. Okay, next day. Next day was my last full day. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm not going to Uber or Lyft anywhere. I'm not going to ride a bike. I'm going to walk on foot.
I decided to take a 45-minute walk all the way to the end of downtown because what better way to see everything. I didn't feel like renting a bike. I really didn't want to ride a bike in this outfit.
I wanted to see more. So I set off on my journey and I end up going in the wrong direction because I realized it's looking less charming and a little more watch your back. So I decided to turn around, check my GPS, and I was heading in the right direction. Yeah, so I go to this place called The Nest. It's a rooftop bar, of course. And it happens again where I'm not being waited on. You can't miss me, not on no vain stuff, but like you can't miss me because I'm a party of one and I'm sitting in the middle of the room at a floor top. No water on the table, not like, come on. So again, the hostess comes over, she's like, have you been waited? I'm like, no, like I'm trying not to get irritated because at this point I'm hungry, okay? So the lady comes and once again, she takes my order. I knew exactly what I wanted. She takes my order and from there on, she was very attentive and I appreciated that, but what is in the air in Savannah? Is it because I was loud? Is it because I was quiet? What's going on? So I ordered a vegetable sliders with sweet potatoes, and my cocktail was, what was it? Is there a list? Oh, the amethyst blueberry ginger. That is the name of the drink, okay? When I tell you That was one of the best mocktails I ever had. I was so pleased. And she was like, yeah, it's good. And she recommended it to me. I said, all right. So I actually plan on buying, I looked it up. I'm going to buy it so that I keep it in my house. So yeah, I cleaned up all my food. Like it was gone. Okay, that's how good it was. And the prices were good too. So I leave and I'm like, all right, time to begin my journey. But I stopped at the Riverwalk again because I was like, it's so nice and it's not rainy. And I took a picture. I was trying to take a selfie and this lady was like, do you got it? Do you want me to get it? And I was like, yeah, sure. Her voice caught me off guard. I know I have a video.
Did you get it? Want me to take it?
Please.
Her voice caught me off guard because I was like really in my phone. And there's people walking by, so I wasn't like trying to listen to other people, so she caught me off guard. But she took a picture of me. It's okay. I don't like it. But I appreciate that she was willing to help me out. So I began down Whitaker Street. I saw so much beauty. There's so much beauty. The trees, to me, the trees are what makes Savannah so gorgeous. And you know, I love greenery, so I mean, that's why I was like in awe and charmed by the city. Yeah, I just love that people were hanging out, especially at Forsyth Park, which, oh my gosh, I forgot to even mention that I went to Forsyth Park. I think I went to Forsyth Park on day 1. But I like riding my bike through that area. It was cute, it was good. There was like a no cycling zone, you know, for the pedestrians, like pedestrian only. I was like, okay, cool, rock with that. Let me get off and push, whatever. So anyway, well, I had about 15 minutes left to my walk when this man from across the street, he goes, hey. And I'm like, looking at him. He's like, are you a student? I was like, no. I'm walking and talking. He's like, hey, mama. Hey, boo. I wasn't yelling at you. I was talking about the story. It's my story. He was like, are you a student? I was like, no. And he was like, are you scared? I'm like, no. He asked me again. And I was like, of what? Like, are you trying me right now? Because actually, you know, it's a man yelling. He had a little bass in his voice. And I'm on my way, you know, back to my Airbnb. And at this point, I'm out of the charming part. It just looks like a regular, looks like a regular street in Winston-Salem, like, you know. So he crosses the street and he's walking and talking with me, and you know, I'm like gauging him because why are you approaching me? I'm gauging him, and he has a drink in his hand. I'm pretty sure Savannah's got like an open container, like where you're allowed to have alcohol out like that. So he's like walking and talking. And he's telling me all about his life.
I haven't found that yet. And you ain't gonna believe this. All of my daughters is by the same woman.
Oh, good.
Yes.
That's
Mom,
really good.
You see me? You think I'm like just gonna make a mistake on purpose? Nah.
Not.
I'm not gonna do that. One thing I do is try to cover my ass, and I ain't got much. You know? And I don't have much. But one thing I can say, I thank you.
Thank you.
I told her that.
Thank you so much.
I told you that.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's so sweet.
That was that. He pretty much walks me to my Airbnb and he's like, you know, take care, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, no, thank you, blah, 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 blah. So from here, let me see, what else do I get into? Oh yeah, no, that walk pretty much took me out. Yeah, and then I ordered some dumplings. And I don't remember from where, but I ordered some dumplings. Now this was better than the other food I ordered, but it still just wasn't hitting. It still was not what I expected it to be. So, you know, I stay up. I do my best to stay up so I can sleep once I'm on the train, because my train leaves at 12:30 that morning. So, or I had to be at the train station at 12:30 that morning. So, or then the next day. So, I stayed up. I was FaceTiming my friends, and yeah, that was pretty much it. When it was time for me to leave, you know, I ordered my Lyft. And Savannah at night, beautiful, but also kind of haunting. And I guess to say haunting because they have so many ghost tours, but I didn't partake. Anyway, that was Savannah. That was my experience in Savannah. I recommend it with other people. I recommend Savannah as a girls trip or what have you with your boo. So I recommend it. And if you're going to go by yourself, I also recommend filling it up with activities. I was not in an activity mood. I wanted to go see something beautiful, be somewhere beautiful, and relax. And that's what I did. So success. Cheers. Can you not go near my tea, please? Girl, don't look it. It smells good. My tea smells good. It's strawberry and vanilla. Mmm. Mmm. And it's not sweetened either. The flavors are